No.
Oh, did I do it?
Are we? No.
Okay.
So I love that we're like this. So this is Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Hey, here with the 10 o'clock Dahlia group.
It is very like
10
zoomed
o'clock Dahlia
in,
group.
isn't it?
It is really
on
zoomed in. I'm not
Facebook.
quite sure.
Or like lean back.
What a morning. What a morning. We had to make sure we had our coffee for this because who doesn't need coffee on a Wednesday morning when doing Facebook Lives?
Yes.
Because I know I do.
100%. I absolutely did not have enough coffee this morning.
No, I walked in here like, nope.
I think I'm awake.
Yeah. Absolutely. So today at our 10 o'clock live here with Dahlia Group, we are wrapping up our seller focus.
Yes, we are.
So the way that we're going to wrap up our seller focus is kind of go over high level stuff that high level things that we've already gone over within our seller focus, and just kind of like recap a bunch of information here. I think last week, I don't know if I'm going to work backwards. I think we're just going to kind of go all over here is what we're going to do, because this is what we do. So the thing that you guys talked about last week was the finding the right partners for you to make sure that you have all the right people on your side, that everyone is driven to what your focus is. What's important to you? What means the most to your friend?
In the middle.
That's a good idea. What's important to you? What's the best thing for you as the seller, right? And some of the things that we do, some of the things that we do are things like not a dual agency.
Correct. Yes. That is something. Yes. Did Rachel talk about this last week? Because that's a really good point when we're talking about advocacy for just you as a client, seller or buyer.
I thought about this. I thought about this with the recent deal that I had, or the recent offer that I had put in. If I would have been both parts, if I would have been both a seller and a buyer agent.
Yep.
I don't know how that works out for anybody. If you do that and you have a best practice with that and you're as an agent able to really advocate for both parties, because in the state of Pennsylvania we're allowed to do that. Okay. I hope that it works the best for you, and I don't think that you shouldn't pick someone based on that specifically, but I always describe it as being both sides of a divorce attorney.
Yes, that's actually how I describe it. Not necessarily in the divorce context, but like, would you go to court,
right,
and have your attorney also arguing against you, right? The person who's supposed to be fighting for you, simultaneously arguing against you. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I do think there are ways that you can practice dual agency, represent the seller and represent the buyer.
I did that in a mother-son situation.
Correct. But it was really more in that kind of a situation, transferring the title from one to another, not necessarily truly negotiating against while negotiating on behalf.
Right. You're essentially negotiating yourself, and you guys are talking as mother and son yourself.
Coming to terms versus.
I mean, and if you have that relationship, and some families don't have the relationship where like you kind of need two people, you know? But so I think that getting that right, getting the right people on your side, again, we have values, we have guidelines, we have, and if you're not in line with us, that's okay. That's really okay. Absolutely. And you are able to find somebody who might be more in line with your values. But we hold our ethical standards and our guidelines, and we follow the legalities. We want to make sure we're doing the best for every one of our clients, sellers, buyers, all of them.
Absolutely.
So, and we have ways around that because we have a team that works with you that we can do that. So I can list, you can buy, I can, all those things.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I do talk about when I sit down for the listing consultations is like, hey, and I shouldn't say we, right? Because we all actually deliver the same consultation, right? We deliver the same conversation.
We have the same expectations.
Absolutely. We have the same expectations for every single client, and we want to ensure that the experience for everyone is equal across the board. Again, again, no matter what the price point, no matter the condition of the home, you deserve equal treatment 100%. And professionalism, no matter what.
Yep, absolutely.
So part of that conversation, like Hannah said, within dual agency and how the team operates, like that's another beautiful thing about having a team behind you is I'm going to list your home. I know exactly what you need to get, what your bottom line is, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do in this situation. And my agent, right, my peer, my teammate can come in with my buyer, right? Like I've had buyers that are like, oh my gosh, I love that house. Awesome. Yeah. I love that you love that. I also love this house, and we put a lot of work into marketing it and making sure it's ready to list.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to write your offer, right? Like, because every buyer, their offer is going to be different from house to house.
Right. And so, and this is the other thing. It's like having inside information. It's like insider trading. Well, you know what I mean? It's like having inside information. You're like, listen, I know how to win this house, and this is how you're going to win it. You're going to do all these things. This is what my seller's looking for. It just doesn't, for me,
for us as a team, it just makes more sense. Yes. To not practice dual agency, to really ensure that you have one person that's advocating for you, fighting for you the entire time, and ensuring that they are upholding their, your fiduciary, within the relationship.
Yep. Yeah. So getting the right people on your side, and it's not necessarily just us. It's about getting the right contractors in, getting the right cleaners in, getting the right lender on your side if you're buying. Like and if you're a seller buyer, like it is about getting that right lender. And we have all those people, we have all those names. We've worked with all the people that are on our lists, and we adjust them. I always tell all my clients that use them, give us feedback so that we know that we're giving the right people out to you, right? Absolutely. So that's how we do that. And that kind of transitions into the next thing that we've talked about already. Is making sure that your house in general is ready to list. It's fixing it up, that's fixing the light bulbs, it's doing the paint, that's doing the gutters, that's doing the yard, getting the landscaper in there, getting this, getting that. So again, we have the people that are able to do that. I think you and I actually did that one. So looking back on that, just a couple things to highlight is really just look at it as a big picture. Get an agent in there to look at it and
plug for the day.
Plug
for the minute.
I'm gonna say like multiple plugs. Get a stager in there to kind of look through the house to just like a quick hey. Do the stagers cost anything for a consult?
No, not the initial consultation.
Okay.
No, typically no.
Okay,
right?
Yep.
And again,
things
relationally, right? The people that we work with and we work closely with, we've also built relationships that allow for things like that to happen. Right? Potentially at no cost to you.
Right.
You're welcome.
And we can do that too. We can help out as much as we can. We are not the professional there. We dabble in everything. We dabble in absolutely everything.
We've seen a lot of homes.
And that's the thing. And that's where it goes.
We do our due diligence and we research and we study and we educate ourselves. So we know what trends are and what you should be looking for and what buyers are looking for.
So we go again, a little bit of paint goes a long way. That is really where you are going to probably get most of the bang for your buck is through half gallon. I just saw a half gallon or a gallon.
I don't even know. I mean, they even sell like the little things.
So you can get just a little bit of paint to touch the stuff up. And also it's a nice hey, here's the paint that we used for this room in case you guys want to touch it up, or in case when you moved in and you scratched that wall and you need to repaint it, or you need to cover up some of these holes or whatever it is. You have that paint there and it's just easy for them. I know they have a lot of apps now. They have a lot of apps now where you can color match. Lighting is everything. You have a yellow light. It is not the same color.
I think old lady in me is like, I don't trust the technology.
Dude, I don't trust the technology either. If you guys have used those apps, for a minute, please.
Yes, tell us if it's actually worked for you. I'd really like to know. Again, like Hannah said,
I get nervous.
Vendor list and everything. We want your feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us if something works, because that's something we can implement.
I almost want to do it to try it, because I want to know whether it works or not.
Deliberately maybe take a sample from room to room and see if it recognizes it.
Exactly.
That would be interesting.
So I get my thing is that it's not.
Let's explore.
It's not. I know it's not. It's not super expensive. So it's not I don't know, replacing the kitchen or doing the countertops. Yes. But it's not like pennies. I mean, you're spending a little bit, especially if it's decent paint, you're spending a little bit on that. So it's nice to know the paint. It's nice to know what you're using, anything like that. Again, okay, so we're going to hop around just a little bit here. The seller's disclosure, getting that ready. You're not putting in the paint colors in the seller's disclosure, but making sure that's super transparent. Making sure that you're telling them all the updates that you've done, making sure that you're doing all of that type of thing. So we'll go more on the seller's disclosure, but going back to the making sure that your house is ready, we have the people to do it, but a lot of this stuff you would be able to do on your own, possibly, right? Yep. And we would be able to tell you what that looks like, right? Is it worth replacing the windows? Yep. Is it? I don't know. Is it worth removing the carpet? Is it worth updating the kitchen? Is it worth painting the wall instead? You know, are those going to be like worth it for you in the long run? I had a listing appointment recently where they asked about adding on like a 4 Seasons room onto the back of their house. Yeah. And I said, I was like, it's going to cost you what, $35,000, $40,000? He's like, yeah, we got quoted like 32. And I was like, okay, so it's going to cost you that. It's not going to add that value. We're not going to list your house for $30,000 more just because you added a $32,000 4 Seasons room onto the back. And the square footage, right? So it adds some square footage because it's a 4 Seasons room versus just a 2 Seasons room. Yeah. But it still doesn't add $30,000, and we love the room for you.
Value, right? Like you're not getting apples to apples from the value that you put into it, right? Versus the value that the market is going to give for that space.
Right. So
it's an adjustment, right?
It's an adjustment.
You get a little money towards it because like that's a nice little thing, especially 4 Seasons versus like a sunroom. I love it.
But this is where it comes in where are you going to be living in it for 10 years or are you going to be moving out?
Yep.
Right? It's kind of your question that you're going to continue to ask yourself when you go through this is, are you going to be living in this for another 5 to 10 years, or are you going to be moving out of it within the next 6 months?
And also ask yourself, is this going to make or break a buyer's decision, right? Like, is this one thing when my potential buyer walks in, is it going to make or break their willingness to put an offer in, right? Like, are they going to see and say, oh, man, if this had a sunroom, right, a 4 Seasons room, I'd be putting an offer in. No, right?
Because they think to themselves, I'm going to be living in here for 10 years. I could put the 4 Seasons room on.
Correct.
They could do that.
Correct. But if they walk in and they're like, oh my gosh, every room needs to be repainted and all the flooring needs to be repainted and there are holes in the walls and XYZ, they're saying, okay, A, do I want to do these things? Right. B, if I do, yes, what's the cost, right? What's the cost to me? And does that cost make sense when I look at what the price point is, right? So allowing us to walk through.
Right. Absolutely.
Help you navigate that is so crucial.
That goes back to having somebody with you that's able to talk you through those things, right? Having through the buyer side and through the seller side. So when we walk through your house and we're able to tell you these things, and then having the appropriate buyer agent with you as well when you're walking through the house to kind of list all those things on that end.
Absolutely.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I was just looking up.
No.
There?
It's all just here.
Oh, nice.
So we're just losing my mind here. I'm so sorry.
Because I'm shifting her stuff, guys. I'm over here going, ooh.
Oh my God. So, a couple great things. So when you're completing paperwork, again, like all of this really ties into one another. Having the right listing agent with you is going to be able to walk you through the paperwork appropriately. We're not allowed to tell you what to put on your seller's disclosure, but your seller's disclosure is an incredibly important part of your paperwork that you're getting. It's a PAR required document when you're listing your house. And it's a document that needs to be filled out in an entirety by you. As the seller, by you. You have questions, we can answer them. We can clarify the questions that are being asked. Absolutely. Of you on the disclosure. Absolutely. Yes. So we can talk to you about what those what it means, like what a word might mean, or what it's truly asking for, but we can't guide you. This is your house. You're the one that's lived in it. You're the one that's gone through it. So it's really on you to fill out. But again, it really goes back to, and it's so funny. I was it's like line 56, 562 and this blah, blah, blah. So every one of those is lined. So if you just text us and say, hey, line 562, what does that mean? We can go and look at that and tell you exactly what that means. If it's like a word you're not sure of or something that you're not aware of what it's asking. Some of those
it's a lot of questions. And it's an 11-page document, you guys.
And it's like line. It's not like, oh, here's a paragraph. No, it's a line.
And here's the check mark that
it's the funniest thing. Right? And you're like, is it this one? Is it that one?
I mean, fortunately, they've like color coded it a little bit to make it a little
well, and they did. If you look on one side and the other side, they have them numbered, but the numbers are ever so small. If you need glasses, please put those on while you fill this out. I have gone down and been like, okay, this is line 56. Like I've gone down and like been able to do that with someone, but again, not answering questions. Some of the things that we have gone over as well are, we've gone over, man. Whew.
Do you want to take a sip of your coffee? I just did mine. Cheers. That needs to be our little...
Rachel, screenshot
it. That's our, what is it, a thumbnail?
I think it's called a cover.
Is that? I don't know. Oh, YouTube is thumbnail. There we go. All right.
Oh, we do YouTube too.
We do. All of this is going to be on YouTube. By the way,
again, minute by minute plug. Here we go. We do YouTube. Yes. I need to get more into that. That YouTube scares me. Anyway.
I digress.
I do digress. So, pre-listing thing. So we've gone over.
We done did it.
We've gone over pre-listing, the walkthrough, seller property disclosure, in all of these things. We've gone over. We're starting to go back to a little bit more of an, I use this ever so lightly, even market of buyers and sellers. Houses are sitting. Some houses are sitting for a little bit longer than not. The whole 4-day thing is not universal anymore. I think that there are houses that are sitting for a week, 2 weeks, whatever.
Yeah, average days on market right now is 18.
18, guys.
Yeah.
That's big.
But on the flip side, and keep an eye out because the market stats do post tomorrow, and we're going to send that email out. If you haven't registered for our newsletter and our email blast, definitely do that.
Plug it.
100%. Average price point has gone down again. Only second time this year. Days on market, like you said, has increased. We're looking at listings that have sat for a while are finally going under contract, right?
So it's not that they're not.
Yes.
This is it. It's not that houses are not selling. Houses are still selling. They're just sitting for a little bit longer.
Correct.
Which is great for everybody.
When they sit for a little bit longer, though?
Decrease.
Eventually, we're looking at a potential decrease. So we want to make sure that we're putting your home in as best of a light as possible, pricing it as appropriately as possible, and everything that we've talked about.
We also have other tools that can help you, more tools that can help you sell your house without decreasing it in price, which is something you can talk to us about.
Yeah, we're going to.
Can you see I'm winking?
She's not a great winker.
Both eyes. It happens. I can see.
But
every time it happens, it's a little more.
Good point, though. In January, we do have a fun lender series
and
financial series coming up. So when we talk about tools, some of those financial resources are really crucial in today's market. So if you want that one-on-one, we're happy to discuss that. But
100%.
More details to come.
So pre-listing, going through, walking through, knowing what your tools are, knowing what you should be, what your house should be looking like. And again, I can't stress this enough. It is your home, and we are all guests in your home while, it's being listed. And that's distracting. Landscapers outside, distracting.
Hopefully you can't hear that.
So I going through pre-listing and making sure that we're all being respectful of your home. So we're giving you the tools. We're giving you what we believe. Ultimately, it is your home, right? Ultimately, when we say to depersonalize, we are asking you to do that. We're asking you to declutter. We're asking you to do all these things. to your capability, right? It's really to your capability. What's your comfort level? We're going to give you as much guidance as we possibly can. The other thing that we're asking, or things that are coming back, are the pre-listing inspections. Getting a radon number might be a good idea. Lead-based paint is required for anything built before 1978. I knew she was going to finish my sentence. I was going to say 72. 78. Do you know something fun I found out?
I love that you were just waiting.
I was 100% waiting. I was
like 19. Yep.
I knew she was going to finish it.
I can't wait to watch the playback. Were you pointing at me the whole time?
I was like this. 1978. Knew it. Got it. I was going to say 72. I don't know why. Anyway, I found out a fun fact a couple months ago with the pre-manufactured homes that were built before 1976. Knew it. 1976. This is why I have her along all the time. 1976 is that, did you know there were no requirements on how you should build a house? So people were just like getting their mom and pop together and building a house, a manufactured home. So like the government is like, we're not insuring and covering
but see, that's the thing. Like, really good point. Even currently with new builds, right? Like, code now versus what was even 5-10 years ago is so different. So like having the right partner who's doing the education, who's really informing themselves, having that team of people behind you that are always advocating and know their stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's between the three of us.
No, 4.
So I'm like, hey Sam, what was that date again? No, I'm just kidding. It is all in the paperwork, so it is all there. It's just not something off the top of my head these days. These are honestly jokes. So pre-listing inspections, a general inspection. So they cost anywhere from $400, $500, $600 ish. To get them done. The work that would need to be done after them is different, depending on what that work would need. If it's anything, and if you're not willing to do that too, that's something we can put out there. Yeah. That we're only going to accept certain lending, and that you're not going to do any of that work. The price might be adjusted because of that. We will have a very frank, real conversation. Goes right back to getting a right partner on your side. We're not here to placate you. We are not here to tell you that things are glorious and everything is great.
Rainbows and sunshine and
we're not here to do that. We're here to make sure that you are represented 150% honestly, ethically, realistically, and we're here to give you the real facts. Again, I'm not here to like rub your belly and tell you everything's going to be okay. Like, I mean, I love all my clients.
I've never heard anybody say that. I'm going to rub your belly and tell you it's okay.
Oh no,
no.
That's how I used to like with the kids. With the kids, you like rub their belly and you're like, everything's going to be okay. Like, I love you all. I really do. All of my clients, I really have a special place in my heart, and I hope that I have a special place in your heart. But we're not. Yeah, but I'm here for real.
We're here as a professional to ensure that you truly know your position in this transaction.
We are professionals.
Correct.
Even though we goof off.
Yes, we are a lot of fun. We are big personalities. We are all of these things. But ultimately, like Hannah was saying, we're not here to fluff. We're not here to just make you feel good and lie to you, right? Just to get that contract or to get your listing. Like, we want to ensure that you are truly taken care of and in the best position possible, right? Because this is a huge financial decision to sell your home, right? And what you do to prepare for that, even in that pre-listing inspection, can make or break your bottom line. And this is your biggest asset. Why would you leave it to just someone? Because they have a license, right? Why wouldn't you ensure that the people that are on your side know what they're doing and they have the tools and they're going to make the recommendations based on the current market? How many times have you said that in this video alone? Right now in this market,
it's
pre-listing
wild.
inspections, right now in this market, all of our processes change and adapt based on what's happening now.
because we watch it, because we're professionals, because we know what's going on. We listen to the things, we do the research, we take the classes. It's not just about having the license. Yeah. You take your license and that's it. It's just like your driver's test almost. You know what I mean?
Let's be real. Half of what they're going over in the class, they flat out tell you, hey, so most of this you're not even going to use.
Exactly. Right? And you really don't. I mean, you really don't, honestly.
A lot of what's required, book work.
All of it is after you get your license.
It's the experience.
It's the experience, but it's also making sure that you're up on all your classes, that you're taking all this very seriously, that you really take the fact that this is someone's livelihood. This is their big investment. This is what it's gonna help them retire. This is what's gonna help their kids get into college. This is what's gonna help all these things happen in their life in the future. And it's our job. It's our
it's literally our job. It's our only job. Yeah. We do not do this part-time. No, I feel like that's also another thing we should probably talk about. We don't. This is our only commitment.
Yep.
To you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the last thing that I kind of want to go over here, and I don't know if this is what this means, but how we market for selling for the homes. We are online all the time.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
Where you're viewing us right now. What's so weird?
So we're online. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on
Google.
We have a website. We have all the things. Everything looks pretty. Everything's professional because we have someone. She's over in the other room right now.
She closed the door for us.
That does this, and she knocks it out of the park. And we have videos, and we have chats, and I do a reel whenever we have a listing, and need there. And we're always learning how to do those extra things. We're putting in the time and energy and effort on how do we edit something? How do we look at this? How do we add this? How do we add the Dahlia Group logo to this? And And so you're finding your homes as a buyer through online.
Yep. Yeah.
Whether it's through a site, whether it's through a realtor, whether it's through whoever. Yep. You are not getting a book of printed out papers anymore. Yes. That is not happening. You are finding your house online. Yep. So guess what we're doing?
We're online.
Everything is here. We are what did I say the other day? Bird shotting. I think that's the right term. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're a hunter. I think it's a bird shot.
Oh, that would be why I don't know. And I'm like, I've literally never heard of that term.
Yeah. So it's it's little tiny pebbles that go out in a really wide range.
Oh, that would make sense from a bird shot.
Yeah. So that's what it means. I guess I should say that too. So we have lots of different ways to contact lots of different people, all the things. Yep. And it's something that we do for our clients. We do this for you. We make sure that you are comfortable with this as well. It is something that we have within our agreements. If it isn't something that you're super comfortable with, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Every situation is a case-by-case situation, right? And we talk through your objections and what your concerns are and all the things, right, that go into listing your home. But that is a big piece of it, right? Like, we're not walking through your home and talking through what needs to be done from a cosmetic or from, bringing a contractor in or from a staging perspective. Sure. Like, we're not walking the exterior just because, right? Like, the point of it is to make your home look the best possible to get the most interest and the highest dollar, right? The most interest and the highest dollar. So the marketing piece really amplifies all the work that you just put in. All these recommendations that we've made, right? Servicing, putting your receipts together, having your warranties, your invoices, right? Repointing your brick, power washing, all of that stuff should be highlighted in a professional manner.
Right.
Your agent, your agent should be. Right, watch myself.
I know. I was like, she got it.
Your agent should be ensuring that they are up to date on current marketing. right? That they are able to cast that super wide net where every single buyer is looking. And like Hannah said, we are doing our due diligence to make sure that we are up to date on all the platforms and all the ways that we can make sure your home looks amazing.
Right. Getting the professional.
Yes. Professional photos are so crucial.
If you can't hear this, we're saying professional photos are really important.
Yes. I don't know if you heard Hannah. Professional photos are really important.
Really important.
Listen, iPhones are amazing, right? Like the pictures, the quality, all the things are phenomenal. But your buyer can tell when it's not a professional picture.
It's just an iPhone.
And honestly, it does your property a disservice because the pictures just do not speak to the quality of the work that you've done or the space. It's really hard to capture that truly on a phone, on a phone camera. So so marketing and professional pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. So wrap up.
Yes.
Listen to us, listen to us, listen to us, and listen to us. Just kidding.
One more finger left.
Listen
to us.
So, seriously, just if you have questions about listing, reach out to us. Yeah. We do listing consultation, dry runs between all of us. We're constantly talking about what that looks like, how that feels. We have the Dahlia Group individual paperwork that we use that you'll see if you get a list. If you hire us to be the lister, you can get what that looks like. We
get the whole experience.
Yeah, we respect and treat your home the way that it should. Yes. We're giving advice as to how you would be able to sell it again.
You to your specific situation.
Yes, because everything is 100% different.
Yeah. From home to home, from client to client. Every situation is different. I mean, we talked about that with the pre-listing. That was kind of what came to mind when you were speaking is like, you're going to get that back, and what you're able to do, right, or what you want to do is going to be different, right, from then how another seller might use that pre-listing report, right, like as a punch list of things to get ready. Yep. So everything is evaluated based on your current position and what position we want to be in.
Yeah.
So,
So, absolutely.
On that note,
next week, Wednesday, is super fun. It's
wild. Yes.
Wait,
today's the 14th.
Yes. What's next week?
21st. It is next week.
Oh, yeah.
I know. So we are actually coming together, and this is why the reaction that you just
I have no idea.
All three of us are going to be here next week. Yes, it is next week. We really wanted to join you before the end of the year, and the swing of the holiday seasons for everyone, and just, come together and talk through what this year has been, show gratitude again, but as a trio, and really just spend a little time with you.
Definitely join us. Yeah. It's going to be like the queen speaking to the people, or the president speaking. We're going to sit down with a fireplace and fancy clothes.
Yeah, maybe we should do that like out in the little lobby area, have a conversation. So on that note, join us for coffee next Wednesday as the three of us come together and talk through the year. And in the meantime, if you're ready to schedule your consultation on the seller or the buy side, we are happy to help. And you can reach us at 717-333-7045. Or do you want to do Rachel's part? Should we do it together? Or on many of the platforms, any of the platforms you are currently viewing us. Instagram, Facebook, we mentioned YouTube earlier. Yep. Find us on the World Wide Web. Info at thedahliagroup.net is our email. Yep. And we will see you, dear friends, next Wednesday.
End of the year.
Bye, guys. And I'm going to do this gracefully. I say that every time.